Hello, hello. It is Sunday afternoon, and I am honored and privileged to bring to you somebody so special to me. His name is Jeremy Tejada. He is 27 years old, and him and I both met in September when we took a class in Manhattan. You know, I'm a Long Island girl. And we took a class together in Manhattan called Momentum Education. And he was one of the guys, the first day where we had to roam around and meet somebody and start talking to them. Him and I connected, and it was just a tremendous attachment right then and there. I think energies definitely put us together. So in everything that Jeremy has been doing in the last couple of months, he is blowing me away, actually, because of his millennial spirit and his serving soul. But as being a member or a part of INPact Academy, I know I had to interview this young man because he is just making a tremendous impact in the world. And Jeremy, as you know, INPact Academy is a program that highlights the goodness in the world. It highlights people that are jumping in, whether you're an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 90-year-old, a business, an adult, a kid, doesn't matter. We are highlighting those people in this world who are jumping in, hence INPact, to do good things, to show compassion, to serve the community, to really raise the vibration, raise the level of kindness, compassion, and love in the world, and be the drip that rips with positive energy, not the drop that plops, which I
love that.
I know, and really just create this ripple effect of awesomeness wherever you go. So it is my honor and privilege. I've been looking forward to this all week to talk with you, and I thank you, thank you, thank you. I know we're all quarantined, so I hope that's going well for you and your family, staying safe. But if you could give and share a little brief introduction of who you are and all your greatness, I am just so excited to be with you right now, and I appreciate that so much.
Thank you so much for the introduction. That was amazing. You have such a gift to talk on this mic and just really create that difference and be an open platform for so many people. So I appreciate this opportunity. So first thing first, I'm from New York, born and raised. Grew up in Washington Heights. Not the best community, but it's a community where a lot of the Latin community comes together and we stick together, and we tend to like stay in our small circle, but we don't really venture out. So I had the opportunity to venture out and see the world when I went to college, and from there I was able to meet some people and in college that really allowed me to see a bigger world than what I was so used to and familiar with when growing up. So I got involved with a missionary trip. I want to just jump right in. I got into a missionary trip in college, went to Honduras for 2 weeks, and it was a vacation Bible study. We went there for 2 weeks, and we immediately got in this community where we got plugged in with these children who we were able to teach education, like math, reading. We did arts and crafts, we did sports. It was just, and then from there, just like I started doing things in the community. I just loved, I came back to the United States and I was like, you know what, I can do this here back at home, and been plugged in. So yeah.
It's so incredible, and you know, when I met you in September, and you know, part of that program was really, you know, tuning in and tapping in and turning on to that which is inside of us, and and what we wanted to do to serve others. And that was something that I noticed from you, like right away. Like, you were that guy who was lit up from the inside, who wanted to serve others, who was so charismatic. And you know, so when you said you were going to be launching this coat drive this year, and we were just like, we're in. So, you know, Sports Pro Camps is the program that I do operate and love, and INPact is through, you know, is a part of that program as well. And you know, I have to say the families really rallied behind that when I said that I was helping out my dear friend Jeremy, and you had a goal of a certain number of coats, and I said, we're going for it. And you know, we set our goals to be 100 coats, and you know, but you had a much bigger goal. And how did you even come up with that? Like, what of all things, what was it about your coat drive for this year?
Well, initially, I, you know, growing up again in New York, I just saw so many people homeless, and it just inspired me to really say, I could be a contribution in the world in some way back in the United States, and this is something that I decided to do. And I started off actually with a goal of 200 coats, and I thought I could just do it by myself. And I was like, I could get 200 coats, ask somebody here, clear my closet, ask my mom, like just my family, right? Just like get 200 coats. And next thing you know, like I get contacted by someone online. They're like, I see you doing a coat drive. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, how many are you doing? Her name is Heather, Heather Lawrence, a wonderful woman. I guarantee you should definitely link up with her. I link you up after this meeting.
We will connect.
Yes. She said 200 coats, that's nothing. Let's shoot for 800. And from there we like teamed up. And so her community, my community, we came together. We hosted events. We, got invited to different events, and we were allowed to like bring access that space for coats. And then you saw me post online and you reached out, and I was like, wow, like look at this. And then your community, and it was such a blessing. We had a goal of 800 coats to be collected by February 9th or February 7th. And we exceeded that goal. We had 1,000, I think 1,002 coats. Yeah, 1,000.
Oh my gosh. I know, it's such a blessing when you see the outpouring, and that's where social media can play such a huge, your outreach is just blown up because you can get into your community, to your Facebook, to your Instagram communities, and people, I think, generally have a servant heart. I think people want to do for others, and I think maybe there's people that just don't know what to do. So by giving them a platform on, oh, I could do coats, I can find coats, oh my gosh, I need to clean out my closet anyway, and you exceeded that goal, and that's something that impresses me so much about you.
Well, it wasn't me. Like, I'm gonna be real. It was everyone else who like saw my vision and was like, you know what, I can do it too. So it was everyone on, like, similar to what you're saying, the community, Facebook, and everyone just saw I can support in this way and help, someone else who I don't know. And I was just a facilitator. I was the vessel, so.
You were the drop.
The drop.
Drip that created that ripple effect of people wanting to join your ride, join your mission, and come in and be due so others could have. And that is what it's all about. So many people do not realize the impact that they have by being just one drip. That they don't have to worry about, right? The whole world. Just be one drip, and then watch what happens when it's the right drip and when it's done for the right thing, right? That's why being the drip that rips and not a drop that plops. We don't, right? We're not, a plop goes, right? It's not going to ripple anywhere. It's just going to sit there and fester, right? But yeah. So you see how you just said, like, it was everybody, but it was you taking the action. And that's the whole key to it, right? Is that you jumped in, you had something tearing on your heart, and you didn't just sit back or just do a little. You said, we can do something more with this. And you planted your drip out there into the world, and amen for you for that. And I also saw you captured some of it on video at times. You did some amazing events, but you were walking around the city and handing out coats.
Yeah. So we had this gentleman, I usually don't go to the office, but it was like I happened to go to the office on like the coldest day of the winter so far. And well, actually we're in spring now. And it was the coldest day, and this guy would always sit down outside this cafe, and he would, always look cold, and like today was just really, really cold. And luckily, these ladies from work had given me coats that morning. And I was like, oh my goodness, this guy is downstairs who can use these coats. So we went downstairs and we gave him a coat, and at first he was like, I don't want anything, like, don't hurt me. And like, he was very threatened, and he was like, no, I have a coat, like, don't need, don't help me with anything. And I was like, sir, you can like wrap it over your legs. And like, and he was like, you know what, that's a good idea. Thank you. And like, he took it and put it over his legs, and he was so happy after that. Like, he was.
Right. And it's like that whole pay it forward thing, because now he created an energy then from there too, you know what I mean? And I swear, I get so excited about that, and I'm sure so many people in the world do. So from there, you launched this whole thing, and I'm sure there's so many other things that you've been involved with. But you went to on a mission trip in high school, and now you just got back from Africa. And I remember that you are like this goal-driven guy. You're like, I'm going to do the cut, and then I'm going to go here, and this is what I'm doing. And I'm like, woo! I'm like, and I love that fact of you, because you're like the yin to my yang in that regard, because like you are just driven, focused, clear, action oriented, and you just get crap done.
Yeah, because I'm right now, results are sexy. When
Yeah.
you
Amen.
love results.
Yes, they are. I mean, we could talk about doing the do all the time, but if you don't see anything from it, then what are you doing?
Right.
So you inspire and aspire me so much, because you truly are. You know, anytime we've had a conference call or a talk together, it's like, all right, what are you working on? What are you doing? Here's what I'm doing. Oh, you know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we all need an accountability partner like you in our life. So I'm sure people will be reaching out to you for that.
Reach out. I'm open to it. I'm open.
Good. That's awesome. So, all right. So now let's go to Africa. Now, what drew you to Africa? And tell me about that experience.
Yeah. All right. So I got contacted by one of the good friends of mine who went to college with me. We played college baseball together. Sam Fuller. He's the founder of the program, the Sound of a Smile program. They've been around for 4 years or so, and he goes to the specific village in the western part of South Africa, Kurland Village. And what he does there, he does a lot of rehabilitation with the people. Like he builds them up. He goes to schools, builds and transforms schools. He goes to the communities and just, develops homes, just amazing work. And he had contacted me in November. Was it November? I want to say September actually, because November is when I got all the funds up. But so September, he contacts me. He's like, hey, are you interested in this? And I was like, hey, give me like 2 days and I'm gonna see how I'm gonna get this done, because I love this type of work. And he, laid out what we're gonna be doing. And I was like, you know what, this is what I like to do. So, and it's an opportunity to go to Africa. So I was like, I'm all about it. So 2 days later, I contacted him. I'm in. He's like, hey, is this amount of money? How are you gonna get this done? I was like, don't worry. I'm gonna put it out there, and it's gonna happen. I'm trusting the universe that it's gonna happen. And I put it out there, and the amount of people who stepped up, I put a number out there, and the amount of people who stepped up and donated and supported me in getting me to Africa, transform my perspective on life. Like, I can ask for support, and support will be there. Like, I'm not gonna be able to do it alone. So, just the fact that everyone stepped up and shared and contributed was amazing. So, once I got the funds situated, I was already ready to go. I got someone who donated a GoPro, a camera. They you gotta record this whole thing. You gotta record everything that you're doing. I have so much footage, and I'm looking to edit the videos now and post it. So I have so much footage. I'm looking forward to posting that and sharing that with everyone. But it was just everyone stepping up was definitely before the trip was just amazing. And then when I got out there, wow, what a beautiful country, truly.
How many people were on the missions trip with you?
It was 18 of us.
Okay.
18 of us. Yeah.
So what happened when you got there?
So when I got there, just being welcomed by the first person, our driver, Percy, and being able to connect with him, and he was just a man full of joy. Like, he was just like, nothing bothered him in the world. Like, always put a smile on us, very laid back, very authentic, just chill. And I was like, this is a country that I can see myself going back and supporting on a regular basis. Just by meeting with him, because he was the initial guy that set the tone for the whole trip. I can just say every person I encountered was very similar to him, and they were very down to earth. And just joyful in what they had and where they were in life. So I got there. We went to the village, just give a tour, and we walked through this village. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this township had, public restrooms. They had nothing. I'm telling you, it was scary. Like, for me, I was like, holy cow, this actually is existing in this world. And we, from a first world nation, are allowing this to happen. It's kind of sad. It was scary at the same time. Yeah, people were living in like wooden huts on the floor. That's it. Like they had a window to look out and their door. That's it.
Mm.
Um, it was so sad. And then
Was it a big community the where you went, the village that you went to?
yeah, it was pretty big. There was a lot of people that lived in that condition. It was sad. And then being able to go to their kindergarten and see like the school that they actually put so much time and effort into, like the establishment, the foundation, they see how important education is. The children walking around in their uniforms, they made sure they wash all their clothes before like the day was end, like for the following day. They wanted to be presentable to go to school. They saw how high their education, like importance. Yeah, it was so important. They sacrificed other things to make sure their education was there, which was such a beautiful thing to see. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, which is so sometimes so opposite of what happens here in our world, right?
Yes,
Where
exactly.
now people are like, oh my gosh, I'm locked in to this quarantine, and oh my gosh, and thank goodness that we are doing the smart thing with the virus. But gosh, look what we have available to us in our education. And here you have people that are just so joyful and they take that so seriously.
Yeah.
Amen to that, which is so true. And so tell me about the I saw some beautiful pictures of you with the kids, and that's where my heart just shines, and I love. So tell me some of the experiences that you had about them being receptive and learning from you, and did they want you to take them home?
Yeah, they were pretty adamant about that. They were like, "When are you gonna come back?" That was one thing that hurt me. I was like, "When are you gonna come back?" And I wasn't sure. I couldn't give him an answer. I didn't want to give him like that hope. And I was like, Sam will come back. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come back until I'm ready, but I know Sam will be back. And at least they'll know that this guy, Sam, my friend, he's gonna be reliable and be there every year. So, and I didn't want to give him false hope. And one thing that that I appreciate is that they're always looking to like learn something new. So I was like showing them like different games, like see how like and like different things with the hands and blowing with like showing them different things, and they always were coming up to me the following day like, hey, I want to do this, like show me, and it was amazing. And then be able to learn from them. So they taught me how to play cricket, which is pretty cool. So never played cricket before, and being a baseball player, I got used to it pretty quickly. I learned pretty quickly, and they were so impressed. Like they were like, "Wow, this guy from America comes here and like picks up our game and like can play with us," and like, so they were always asking to play, which is pretty like fun and interesting. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, there's an organization I'm going to link arms with you too. It's called Serve International, and I actually did an interview with a fabulous woman who's a part of that program who goes to Africa quite often. Well, a number of times a year, and they help provide food. It's these $8 bags of food that provide like 50 meals to these African villages that have nothing, and that might be another platform or way for you to get back in, because that was something she said too. And I said, what is it like for the kids when they see you come back? And she said it means everything to them because they don't know if people are actually going to come back, and so it just makes it so special. My dog wants to get out of my home office. But and I think that's really important, and I think that it's challenging to do that because there's so much that does need to be done in the world. But the fact that you left your mark in Africa with these kids, they're going to remember you. They're going to remember your smile, your kindness, your heart, your athletic ability. And just, knowing that there's people from the opposite side of the world that are coming to them and to show that they care. So it just once again proves that we are one world. We are united, and we're all the same people. And one thing that she said, and I wanted to see if you noticed that too, was when you mentioned the word joy, the fact that they have so little yet celebrate so big. Did you see a lot of that?
I did see a lot of that. We had a guy who walked around with us, Bungala. He had, I mean, this guy had nothing. Like, but he would show us. He would show, and Fabian. Oh my goodness, wow. Fabian and Bungala, they would take us around their village, and they would like be so like so proud of what they had. Like they were like, this is my home. And they were like, yes, exactly. And this is the fire department where I work. You know, this is my these are the people who I work with. And they were so proud to like be in their situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? They like I like they didn't even really care for like the material things, I want to say. Like they really didn't care.
Right, right. And
They,
what does that say to you?
yeah, be grateful for what I have on a daily basis. Like I'm so grateful for what I have now, and I'm willing to, give.
Right. And, and I find that, especially with the millennials in this day and age, to really be wanting to make an impact and do things for other people. Now, how would you recommend sharing that with, with the younger kids and trying to help them in our world, to understand the importance of the power that they have to make an impact for others?
Yeah, it doesn't matter what age. Doesn't matter what age. I mean, actually, I would say the younger people will actually interact better with the younger people from the different cultures. I feel like I was looking at my little cousin running around with me. You know, they were doing the exact same thing my little cousin would do here in the United States. You know, like playing little games with a car. Like they would do the same thing. So I would say like the youngest children here can relate to the youngest children there. They're exactly the same. I mean, there's no difference in race, color, like religion, nothing. It's love is love, joy is joy. Like everything is together. Like they're children. So I would say the youngest of our country can relate to the youngest in their country and any other country. So.
Wow. Wow. So what is next for Jeremy Tejada as far as like the next, any thoughts on your next impact move, or you're just going to take it as it comes, or how do you, see your heart continuing to grow in that capacity?
So I'm looking at, it was amazing, right? So once I'm involved with this, I feel like it just keeps on like ripple, right? It's a ripple effect, and it keeps on bouncing, and it keeps on coming back to me too, right? Because I want to be a contribution to the world. So on the flight to South Africa, I met a man, Doug Rafford. He builds wells.
Mm. Oh, I know where it's going.
So that's the next one of my next projects that I'm looking forward to doing. It's building a well in one of these countries.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I know that that people are often posting like different ways in different groups. I interviewed another woman who does trips to Guatemala, and they do that, and they do a missions type trip for high school students. And they'll do that. They'll either go dig a well or build something in a home or put in something, and then also spend time in the orphanages and so there's so many great places out there that I'm going to try to keep posting up on our website, and so that people can kind of get to know all the different things out there. And I like to get to know them a little bit too, because there's a lot that's out there, and it's kind of hard to pick like, well, which is the right one, which is a good one to go to, and so on and so forth, because everybody wants to help out and do a lot of things. And one thing I noticed too, in going back to the little kids,
Yeah.
and I really feel that you are just going to totally be such an inspiration to so many people, that, like even we do a lot with the Make-A-Wish Foundation with our summer camp. And I have to tell you, these kids will come in and they'll bring in like a bag of change, and they'll be so excited to share that bag of change from a lemonade stand that they did over the weekend. And they're just so, when you give them that opportunity to do good things for great people, they run with it, And so I think the more that we can always continue to just be that drip that rips, and I think that's how we will continue to just make an impact. And we did not meet on chance.
No shot.
I truly feel that we were at the same class at the same time to meet, to continue, getting to know, everything that we're doing together. And it's just such a blessing to me. And I am just like one of your number one fans. I know you have a lot of fans. You have a lot of fans, but I, like truly, like, I just cannot wait to continue to watch everything that you're doing and support you in any way, shape, or form, and just continue being your fabulousness, because even in the workplace and anything that you're doing, you really you're a shining example, and I wanted people to get to know you.
Thank you so much, Janet. That means a lot. Thank you for the opportunity again. I yeah, I want you to continue doing this. This is amazing work that you're doing. Um, I bet you there's so many people that will not only see the live stream now or when you share, but they'll be able to see it months and years from now, which is amazing. And you continue to do this generational, um, because you're posting it online, it's going to be a generational impact, and it's going to be the drip that rips. So continue to do what you're doing. So
I appreciate that so much. So I will continue to do that. It seems to be the thing that pulls on my heart so much. And with people like you, it's easy. You just, more and more people are just coming through and just saying, this is what I'm doing. And as I hear these stories, I just get so excited to want to meet and talk with them. So I thank you for taking this time on a Sunday afternoon in quarantine. And I just bless you and pray for you that you stay safe, that you stay healthy, that you stay inside, and we all get through this. Are you working from home now? Is your office closed or?
yeah, I mean, I usually work from home, but yeah, now I'm 100% working from home.
Okay.
So bunkered in with my girlfriend and her dog, and
Nice.
yeah.
Perfect. Well, keep doing what you're doing, and I know that we'll have many more conversations, and I'll be sharing this as well. And once again, from the bottom of my heart, from INPact Kids, you're amazing, and you truly are an example of a drip that rips and not a drip that flops.
Thank you so much.
So thank you, my friend. God bless, and I'll talk to you real soon.
Thank you too. Bye.
Bye, Ann.